The Young Vic Theatre, it's a theatre for everyone, and we're based in London, on the Cut, in Waterloo. And we've got 3 spaces. We've got a big main house space where we can fit up to about 500 people. And then we have 2 studio spaces. This is one of them. This is the bigger of the studios, called the Maria. And then we've got the Claire studio just over there. And so shows happen in all of those spaces, and also workshops with our local communities as well. London is a really exciting, diverse place to live, and we try and show that as a theatre in the work that we do on stage, and also the people that we work with. So at the moment in this studio we've got a play called Brothers Size, which is written by an African-American writer, and it's really great for kind of our young teenagers. They're really loving it at the moment. And in our main house we're going to be doing a South African reworking of The Christmas Carol and The Magic Flute. Really excited about that. So that sort of shows we're quite an international theatre as well, but we're becoming more so. In the department I work in, it's called TPR, which stands for Teaching, Participation and Research. And within that we work with schools, doing in-school workshops and inviting them, giving them free tickets, stuff like that, working with teachers. We also work with young people outside of school, and that's where they decide that they want to be involved, and they actively kind of say, yeah, I want to do something outside of school. And we do all sorts of stuff. We do training in technical theatre, acting, directing, give them free tickets as well, all sorts of stuff. We also have a directors programme where we support young directors in their work and help them along their way. And then my role is audience development, and that's basically trying to find new ways to bring a new audience to the theatre. So because we've got people in our local community who are from all sorts of different backgrounds, it's my job to go out there, tell them about the theatre. We give away 10% of our tickets for free to people who live in the local area. So that's kind of thousands of tickets. So it's my job to go out there, tell people about this, manage those tickets, which is great, fantastic. And also I organise local residents' workshops. So at the moment we're doing a Chinese reworking of The Christmas Carol, which I've got some footage of. And we have big parties where we invite people to come along and just have a great time in the theatre and feel like it's their space. And also a part that I really enjoy is going out and finding specific groups to work with, and tailoring projects to their needs. So one example is I've just finished working with ex-offenders who have crack cocaine addictions, and went out and met the guys and chatted with the people who run that organisation, and then we came up with an idea of a project that would work for them, and I kind of found the artists to work on the project, and then produced the project basically all the way along, and then it ended up in a performance sort of which reflected on their experiences, I suppose, and their futures. In London, a lot of people don't think that theatre's for them. There's lots of barriers with theatre, the money it costs to get here, just the fact that people maybe think theatre's really sort of posh and you have to dress up for it. Loads of things like that. So my job is to really try and break down those barriers and find people who don't think theatre's for them, and really make it a chance for them to come in and own the space and actually feel that it is for them. So, as you can see, most of my job is about finding people to sit in these seats and taking part in workshops and producing projects, basically. So I'm less of a practitioner on the projects I work on, much more of a producer, creative producer, I suppose. So I get my kind of artistic fix outside of work, where I direct shows for the Fringe, which is like a smaller version of our theatre here, working with really young actors and artists, and I've done a couple of things throughout London, which is great. I really enjoy that. But I was lucky enough to go with work with the Young Vic to Brazil this year, over to the Amazon, on a research and development trip, which was just amazing. And over there I got to run workshops with the local community and had to find a way of working without using words, because I didn't speak Portuguese and they didn't speak English. So it was a really interesting way of working without words to create theatre, and I really enjoyed that. There's a bit of footage of that as well. One
Nina Nini, yes a Nini, Uwala Wala Nini. Dum diddly dum to dum dum, the ship dum. Kumala, Kumala, Kumala Vista. La Vista.
To your questions, what do I fear about the work I do? I think it's just there's so many people that I want to work with all the time, and you try and work with as many people as you can, but then what's really important is about sustaining the relationships with those people and not dropping them and not doing an amazing project and then not being able to work with them again. So I think that's probably my biggest fear. And money as well, funding for the projects, and making sure that we can do them continuously. What do I see in the future? I just think the work has worked really well for about 10 years now here, and I think it will just continue and grow, and hopefully we'll get more people into the theatre and more people doing workshops and more people having fun, really. Also, I hope that it gets more international. As the Young Vic is becoming more international, I think it would be really great if my work, our work within the TPR department becomes more international as well. What I'd like to ask you is, what do you think the future is for you and for Theatre for a Change? So where do you think it will be in 5 years? And how do you find the people that you work with? Obviously my job is about going out and finding people, so I wondered how that works over in Ghana. And how many people do you work with in Theatre for a Change? Is there loads of practitioners? And how many people do you work with in a group? That would be really interesting to know. And just finally, can I come over?